country.
Kaguchia.
You know, I said Otsotsi must be a visitor in Jerusalem. He must have come to Kenya this night. And first of all, you can see the kind of attitude that Honorable Senator here demonstrates. He calls me a heckler.
Yeah, because when people are talking, you want to interfere.
Even our viewers can see we have allowed him excessive time to give his points.
It's not your show.
And the person allocating the time
there.
Of course.
Yes, he's the one to allocate you.
Let him finish.
Of course, but Trevor gave me time to speak. When I'm speaking, he's calling me a heckler because I'm the only MP here. Don't you get surprised that I'm the only MP here?
Let's focus on the main discussion here. How does this all end?
You know, Trevor,
yes.
Trevor, I want to educate Kenyans. And Kenyans need to understand the reverse psychology that ODM has been using over years. Number one, they use violence as their trademark, as we have said here before. Number two, those issues that you're hearing them talk about, paying people to cause mayhem in their own demonstrations so that they can attract sympathy, is what they are known for. And that is exactly what they are doing. Those people and those gunwoods you're hearing, and those goons you have heard them mention, they know how those goons ended up being in their own demonstrations. In fact, it is clear knowledge, and there's credible evidence to show that most of those people who were shot yesterday were actually either shot by policemen who had been paid to shoot and kill by themselves to attract sympathy, or they were paid by themselves.
Where is the evidence?
Let's not make allegations.
Where is the evidence?
That is why, Trevor,
that's why I called him a heckler.
That is why, when Kenyans were forced and they were pushed to go and demonstrate in the roads, my senator here was doing a committee meeting in Parliament and taking tea. My senator here was also in the minorities office taking tea. They were not out there demonstrating. Our senator here in Nairobi only came out in the night to go and count the number of deaths that were meted on their own people by their own arrangement. I want to tell you this. Good Kenyans, we agree we have problems as a country. We agree that there are serious challenges to do with the cost of living. But those challenges are not going to be handled when we mix our issues with the ODM issues. Because ODM, they have their own troubles.
Right.
They have their own violent bitterness of losing an election. Now, if you want to mix our own problems with that of ODM, just know that you're on your own. In fact, don't put your life on the harm's way. Okay. Do you know why I say this? Even though we have challenges of high cost of living, you have heard Otosi repeating here something that has been repeated severally, that the majority whip did say. But can you imagine that you as a Kenyan, when the finance bill on the table or was on the floor of the National Assembly, your member of Parliament, who is now calling you to come and demonstrate, opted to go abroad and get per diem instead of sitting down and helping you to oppose the finance bill that did not believe in. Now, the same member of Parliament, after eating and consuming that money that he took in per diem, if at all that is true, and it has been said by both sides, so could be true, after they did that, now they are calling you to go to the road and demonstrate. At the same time, they are not on the road to demonstrate. In fact, they are in their offices, conducting their meetings, eating sitting allowances, and then calling off the maandamano in the guise of, we know they are goons who have been hired. And yet they know they are the ones who planted those goons. And there is credible evidence by the way to show that. And that is why the politicians themselves do not go to the road.
How do we end this entire conversation? Because now there's just blame game on one side or the other side. How does this stop?